Hi, hello, and welcome to the 8th episode of the Whips and Whimsy podcast. Welcome if you're here, welcome if you're new. My name is Zenith. My pronouns are they, them, and I am happy that you are here with me. This is my podcast where we talk about knitting. If that sounds something you're interested in, grab a project, grab something to drink, grab something to snack on. Let's hang out for a little bit and talk about knitting. How was your week? Was it going well? Mine was fine. Mine was quiet, chill, no notes. There was like no major drama happening at work. I got my car worked on. Things have stopped being insane. They were very crazy in April and they're chill now. So let's get into crafting, shall we? Yes. Our first segment is going to be the pig parade. If you are new here, one of the things I do for daily stress relief is I knit a tiny pig. I use the Chichester the Pig pattern by Helen Apocalypse, also known as Apocalypse Knits. And I just come home from work and I just make a tiny little pig. And then I give them out into the world as like little beacons of joy and happiness. So I have two for this week. Behold them, perceive them. They're just made out of scrap yarn. They take, I think, like 4 grams or something. I don't know. I'm not weighing them. They're super, super ridiculously cute. I also have a story about my pigs this week. I gave one a couple weeks ago to the guy who works front desk at my gym most days. Because I just needed to start pig bombing my gym. Because I go in there and people are like, oh yeah, like Zenith, the power lifter. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, that's a very small fraction of who I am as a person. So I gave him a pig, and it was, I forget which color I gave him. I think it was blue. I gave him a blue pig, and he told me the other day that he loves it so much. First of all, he named it Waddles, and then his other job is working security, and he takes Waddles with him on patrol. He holds it in his hands, and he's like walking around. I was like, this is why I knit these things. It's just for those like cute little whimsical moments. You know, we all need some whimsy right now, and that's what I got going. So there's that. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I do, because it is like my favorite thing. We also have in the pig parade, but is like not actually pigs. The chili peppers are knotted. The chili pepper string is still serving. It is still giving. We have added one new one. This is a striped yarn, and I absolutely love the marled chaos that comes from knitting with like striped yarn held double. So this is a DK weight thing. The pattern is Chili Pepper by, I think it's Amanda Berry. I have edited it significantly because the pattern originally tells you to like knit it flat, and I was like, no. I'm gonna do this on magic loop. And so I've made some changes to it, but it's still ultimately mostly the same pattern. I'm adoring my chili peppers. I make 1 chili pepper for every pair of socks that I finish with the leftover yarn. And we love that. Speaking of finished objects, because we are moving right along so far this episode, I made a pair of socks. Perceive, behold. I'm obsessed with these. I love that it looks like the stripes are lined up, but they actually don't. I just have the socks staggered. They don't line up. I love this pair. This is going to be for someone in my life who has a June birthday, who may or may not watch this podcast. I don't follow a specific pattern for my socks. I do, my arm hurts. 10 rounds of 2x2 ribbing for the cuff. 56 stitches on size 1 flexi flips. I do 30 rounds for the leg. I do a standard slip stitch heel flap and gusset. And then I just do however many rounds I need for the foot, and then a square toe. So decreasing every other round. Nothing fancy. These are, the contrast color here is Knit Pick Stroll Key Lime Heather, which is one of my favorite colors ever. And then the self-striping color is Vesper Sock Heavy Fingering in Summer in the City. Yeah. So, I love these. They're so bright. They're so good. The person that they're for is going to be really excited about them. And I'm really excited for them. So that's good. And that is my only finished object for the week. But I do have 3 works in progress to show you, which I feel like is a lot for me, so I'm excited. First of all, we have socks, of course. Look at my baby. Look at my little guy. Last we saw this sock, we were here. We are now, I forgot to cut the yarn, but we are ready for the toe. I still don't remember what the contrast color is on this. I know it's from Blue Barn Fiber, and I know it has the word forest in it. Contrast color is also Blue Barn Fiber, and that is spruce. Yes, I'm obsessed with this. This is going to be for me because we love a good green in this household. So that's going to be for me. I'm very excited. Also, the yarn's so soft and so squishy. And, we love it. That pair of socks is living in this bag. I meant to cast on the other sock this weekend. And yesterday I woke up and I was like still laying in bed, and I was like on Tumblr, and I was like reading about Andor, because I've been watching that lately and I'm obsessed with it. And I was like, I forgot that like I needed to pay attention to my body. And so I just laid there for like, I don't know, 20 minutes just holding my phone the exact same position with my nice little carpal tunnel hand, and then was like, why is my hand shaking? And then had a cramp in my forearm for like 3 hours, and so now I can't knit. Whoops. I don't love being in my 30s. My body's like, no, and I'm like, please stop. Please stop. It's only gonna get worse. Don't do that. So yeah, so I didn't get to the second leg, but I did get some knitting done yesterday. My arm did kind of like calm down. I got like a third of the knitting I was supposed to get done yesterday. I got done. But I did cast on a second pair of socks. I got so far. Look at it. It's so cute. This is a kit from Tiny Human Knits. It's the Potatoes kit from their Lord of the Rings collection. This is one of the yarns that my friend Jen sent me. If you missed last episode, one of my friends and I are doing a skill trade barter sort of situation, because I'm not going to knit myself a sweater, but I want a hand knit sweater. Jen's not going to knit herself socks, but she wants hand knit socks. We both knit. She loves sweaters. Not me. So she's making me a sweater. I'm making her a bunch of socks. This is one of the pairs. So I started this one, and I'm very excited for it because I also own this yarn. So eventually I will have a matching pair of socks with it. It's so squishy. It's so soft. It's so good. I think it's like a 2-ply. Yes. I love them. They're in my main bag. My goal is to get through both socks through the heel and gusset by the end of today, so that tomorrow when I have some plans tomorrow that are going to involve like lots of knitting time, and I was like, I want to be able to like just work on feet the whole time. That'll be great. And then my hands are like, you sure about that? And I'm like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that, actually. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what we get done. We'll see what we turn up with next weekend with how far I got on any of the projects I'm on. I also have a third project to show, which is one that I talked about last week and then realized that I just can't read. So I have the start of a muscle burrow. I got like nowhere on this. I was supposed to work on this for like the entirety of watching Rogue One last night, and that did not happen because my wrists were like, no, you're not. And I said, okay, I guess I'm going to sit here as I watch this movie for the 4th time as someone who is neurospicy. I took an edible and I was having a great time. I was like live reacting. I was having a great moment. Yeah, I was like reading over my own reactions this morning, and I was like, I'm really funny when I'm stoned. Yes, I am. Anyway, yeah, I have this like amoeba looking thing. This is the Witch's Heart yarn from the tag's over there, so I don't remember where it's from. It's like Bewitched Pigments. Bewitched Pigments is where it's from. Genevieve, my friend Jen, she's the author of Witch's Heart. It's a great book. If I remember, I will link it in the description, because like you should read it. You'd like it. I don't know you people, but like you should read The Witch's Heart. Just blind recommending to whoever is watching this. That's what we're gonna do today. And anyway, I was gonna make socks with this. Jen sent me 3 skeins of it, and she was like, "All I want is a pair of the Witch's Heart socks." And I said, "Okay, cool, I can do that." And I went to Wind the Yarn yesterday and was like, maybe I should read the label. And it's really good that I did, because the label was like, yeah, this is sport weight, 80% alpaca, 20% silk. And I said, that's not for socks. That cannot be for socks. No, they will fall apart immediately. You will look at them wrong, they're gonna fall apart. So I was like, Jen, I can't make you socks in this. Like, you can't have Witch's Heart socks with this base. So I was like, can I make you a Musselburgh, whatever. And she was like, yes. And I was like, okay, rad, cool. So I'm making one of those. And this is where we're at. Like, little thing. What I might do, because my wrist is being a baby and I need it to, like, I want my wrist to be good tomorrow more than I care about how much I get done with it today. So what I might do is get through the increases on this today, and then tomorrow have like 5 or 6 hours of just stocking it on a muscle burger. I really need to pick a pronunciation and stick with it. And everything in me is like, I don't need to do that. So, I don't know. You're gonna have to deal with me at my whimsical and chaotic. Welcome to the show. Anyway, yeah, so that's my Musselburgh. That's what I have. That's what I have for knitting this week. I have no acquisitions. I have no projects I plan to cast on within the next week, because I will still be working on these probably. Unless I finish my green pair between now and next Friday, because then I'll cast on something new next Friday. I like casting on socks on Friday while I watch Star Wars. Yes. Which I think brings us into lifey stuff. I finished watching Andor. It's so good. It's so good. I'm also mad about it for reasons that are spoilers, so I'm not going to say anything. So I'm mad at it, but also it's incredible, and I feel like it fixed my brain. Like, I needed something to come in and just be like, have some dopamine, and Andor was like, here, have like here's a giant wrapped box of hope with grit, and I'm like, thank you, you're making my soul stronger. I needed that. So I really enjoyed that. I finished that. I am going to go back and rewatch at least the first season, because my roommate jumped in on watching it with me on the season finale of season 1. As you do. And so she hasn't seen season 1. I was like, I'm going to watch this anyway, because this is my personality right now. And do you want to keep watching it with me? And she was like, yes. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we're going to go back and rewatch it soon. I'm also trying to watch Ahsoka right now. So far it's stupid. I also watched Rogue One last night again, because my roommate had not seen it apparently, and so we watched it again, and I'm really bummed, because it was like my favorite Star Wars movie, and now it doesn't make any sense with the way they did things in Andor. So I'm like, thanks for ruining it. That's nice. Love that I basically have to like pretend that Andor doesn't exist to enjoy Rogue One, and pretend that Rogue One doesn't exist to enjoy Andor, even though they're all canonically the same. Disney. There's that. My roommate wants me to start watching Firefly. I will probably watch that soon, because I am finally, I promise, slowly snailing my way out of being obsessed with just Star Wars and only Star Wars, and into other things. Speaking of reading, I've been reading, I finished Thrawn Treason, and then I started a book that's not Star Wars. Look at that. Doing great. I started reading, it's a book by Ben Okri. It's Madame Sosostris and the Festival for the Brokenhearted. I love Ben Okri. I've only read one of his other books. It was Astonishing the Gods, which won the Man Booker Prize way back in like the 90s or something, or like early 2000s, which I read on accident. I happened to see it at the library, and I was like, okay, I'm going to read this. And then I was like, this is incredible. This is one of the best books I've ever read. I have no idea what's going on. And so now I'm reading the next, like I just randomly saw him in a bookstore, like the book, and I was like, okay, I'll buy that. And then it sat on my floor for 2 months. Now I'm reading it, and I'm enjoying the crap out of it. It's so good. It's so good. It's very like F. Scott Fitzgerald It's like if The Great Gatsby was Midsummer Night's Dream. That's the vibe. That's the energy. I'm having a great time with this. So I'm enjoying that. Also, for listening, this week I heard of Photek, Photek. It's like electronica music. It sounds like, if you've watched Andor, it sounds like the person who made the wedding music. I don't know if he did or not, but it sounds like it. And that's a vibe. So I'm here for that. I've been enjoying listening to him. Yeah, what else is happening in life? I've mentioned through the episode that I injured my wrist. I had mentioned in the episode, or not injured, but like my wrist is being a main character right now, which is unfortunate. What else? What else is going on? Tomorrow tomorrow I have lots of knitting time because we're going to the season opener for the Connecticut Sun. What's up, WNBA? Let's go. Let's freaking go. I'm so excited. I have no idea who's playing. They sent out like an email about the roster and I was like, I don't know any of these people. Like, they literally got rid of their entire starting lineup and their coach at the end of last season for no reason. So I'm like, who are these? Who is people? So we're gonna see. Tomorrow should be fun. But it is kind of a far drive because we have to go all the way down to Connecticut. So lots of knitting time in the car because I'm not the one driving, and then I will probably try to bring knitting into the game. Will I actually knit at the game? I don't know. But is it going to be with me? Probably. Yeah, so we'll see about that. Very excited about it. And I think that's all I have to share for today. I feel like there's something else. I'm blanking on it right now because I did an hour-long HIIT class the day after I took edibles and watched Rogue One. And so I kicked my butt super hard. I was like, oh, that's why I don't do that. That's why I don't. Yeah. And I'm still kind of like hazy. So not like drug hazy, just like, oh my God, I worked out so hard hazy. So yeah, I'm going to end this here. I hope you guys have a great day, a super weekend, and that you do something whimsical in your life. I'm going to go be whimsical in my life. Bye.